The following video contains fucking foul language. Viewer discretion is fucking advised.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you guys for watching. Classic Bike Rider here again. Camera did froze and I lost my first clip that I was recording. That's the GoPro cursed. Come on, come on. The GoPro cursed. Recorded fine the other day, although I did notice a little laggy. And just now I clicked the record button, powered up, it was recording fine. When I went to hit the stop button, nothing. Screen was lit up, but there was nothing in the screen, like black. It's like a blank screen, black, but the light, the backlight, it was still on. The light wasn't flashing, and I hit it and nothing happened. I ended up having to take the helmet off. That's a trick that you do on a GoPro if it's unresponsive like that. One being, just take the battery out, put it back in, if it's easy to do. But if you have it like mounted on the helmet like I do, so I didn't have to take it off. Another stuff, you hit the power button on the side and the record button at the same time for a couple of seconds. When you let go, the GoPro reboots. The problem with that is that it didn't save the clip. He's done that a few times in the past. The curse of the GoPro. But yeah, like I mentioned before, it's Thursday. I'm heading into work. I'm a little bit late than usual. Got up a little late because I went to bed a little late. My wife has to go to Colombia in an emergency. Her bank accounts have been frozen because of inactivity, and the only way to unfreeze them is by her going out there personally. Plus, we were in the process of getting a house over there, and the houses are being they finished and they're being populated, so she had to go and sign a bunch of paperwork for the house. Another thing was, we have bought, quote unquote, a car from her brother when we went this past winter. We didn't buy it per se. We were just taking over the payments because he was still paying for it, and we thought we could do it. We could manage it. Payment was in American dollars with $350 a month. It's a 2013 it's a 13 or 12 13 Chevy Cruze Colombian version. And we have paid for, in March, I sent 2 payments. When I got my income tax money, I sent 2 months payment. April, May, June. By July, I was like, you know what? It's getting to be too much, because I was paying for it by myself. Plus, I was paying for my car over here. And where you going? and the rent and insurance and all the other bills I had to pay out here. And I told her, you know what, I can't do it. I'm not gonna be able to keep paying for it. And she paid another month, July month, and then August just ended. She missed the last payment on August 1st. So in the meantime, her brother in Colombia, he got into an accident and he totaled his car. So he was without a car. And he proposed to her, you know, he'll give her the payments that she made. Basically, he'll give her the payments that she made for her car, and he'll keep it because he's out of a car. So I said, go ahead, do it. So she's gonna go down there Sunday. I found her a ticket last night. Leaves Sunday morning, comes back next Monday. Not this Monday, the following Monday. She's staying a week out there so she can do all the paperwork and everything she has to do. And all that just to tell you that I went to bed late. How about that? Turns out when I get home, I had some coffee. It wasn't that late when I had my coffee. It was like 5 o'clock. And I usually go to bed like around 9. I had my I always take like one of those PM pills to sleep good, and I always take it like around 8 o'clock, so by 9:30 I'm like half asleep. But no, because of doing all the stuff in the computer and paying the bills. My grandson's birthday is Monday, but we're gonna give him a little get together on Saturday, and he wanted me to buy him a trumpet as a present for his birthday. But then a few weeks ago he changed his mind. He said he wants a Chromebook. If you don't know what it is, a Chromebook is a laptop made by it's not made by Google. The operating system is made by Google, but the laptops, the Google ones are like the MacBooks, the Google Pixel Book. Those are like $1,200. But all the other PC makers like Dell, HP, Asus, Acer, they make Chromebooks. That means they license the OS from Google, like Windows, kind of, and they sell the inexpensive versions of it. So I was looking in Best Buy last night with my wife, doing the research, and we found the one we're gonna get them. So that's why also the pill didn't do effect because I was still too active. Went to bed, and finally like around 11 I felt that I was a little bit sleepy, so I turned the TV off, went to bed, and that was it. But yeah. Oh, and I was doing her paying her credit cards because she didn't know how to do it, showing her how to read her bank statement from Colombia online because she didn't know how to do it, even though she'd done it before. Sunday she was mad at me, so she didn't need my help to transfer money from one bank account to the other, but all of a sudden last night she couldn't do it. So all right. So yeah, I'll catch you guys back up in a little bit. Hope this thing works. Well, it's time to ride with the face shield down. That wind kind of a little too cold. So, excuse me. So you know how I talk in one of my videos about scammers and scammer phone calls, trying to scam people. Well, they started again. They usually the scams exist all throughout the year, and sometimes are easier than others, like in tax time. Woo! 9 out of 10 calls are scammers try to scam money. I talked last week about the one. Last week I don't remember when I talked about it, but the one that calls your house, well, not my house, calls my cell phone. Me and my wife both have gotten this call saying that my social security has been suspended due to suspicious activity. Well, this morning there was in the news, but this scam always exists. It just now, because it's coming more to life, that is a reality. The scammers are out there, and some people are more susceptible to scammers than others. Oh, nice. Like older people are easy to target. They get a phone call and they are more susceptible to believe the story of the scammer than for example me. Like I mentioned before, if most of the time when I get a phone call, I don't even answer the phone. If I'm expecting a call from someone, I let it go to voicemail and then I return the call. But 9 out of 10, I don't answer the phone unless it's my wife. If I see that it's my wife's number, one of my kids, my sister, basically someone in my family that is in my contacts. If I see a strange number calling me, I don't answer it. I mentioned the other day about Google Voice, what it is. My main number is Google Voice. So Google Voice has this feature called Do Not Disturb. Just as your phone, your cell phone, I have it set up so at 9 or 10 o'clock it goes into Do Not Disturb mode. That means that after 10 o'clock, anybody that calls me or texts me, any messages, anything, will not come through unless it's someone in my contacts that calls me more than once, or a message for someone in my contacts. That's when I only get the notification. Anything else will go on silence. So Google Voice, in the app, in the settings, have a Do Not Disturb button. That means that once you hit that, anybody calling your Google Voice number, it was going to sound to the person calling you like your phone is turned off. It's going to go directly to voicemail. And also mentioned if you, whatever phone you're using, either Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T, and you're using Google Voice, you don't have to give out that main number for your cell phone. The number that is assigned to you by your carrier, AE, Verizon, blah blah blah. So my phone number for my cell phone, straight talk number, nobody has it. I don't give it out to anybody. However, the one downside of prepaid straight talk is that they use repurposed numbers. So that number that I have, at one point it was someone's number, and after like 6 months or so they reassigned it to somebody else. and I got reassigned that number, but I have it now for 2 or 3 years, the same number. Nobody has it. So on Sunday, because I was mad at my wife, well, mad, she got mad at me for some reason, and she left. So I said, okay, she left. She didn't even say goodbye. Good. I set my phone to set my Google Voice to do not disturb. I mean, anybody calling my Google Voice number, like I said, it's gonna go straight to voicemail. My phone started ringing, a 212 number, and I know that it was not Google Voice, because if someone called my Google Voice, it was gonna go directly to voicemail. It was someone calling my direct number, my straight talk number, my cell phone provider number. So I said, nobody knows that number they're calling. It's either a scammer or a scammer. So I you know, in cell phones you can't reject a call by sliding down. If you slide up, you answer it. If you slide down, you reject it. That's, at least that's on Android. On the iPhone, you have the slide right to answer, slide left to reject it. So I rejected the call, but when I reject the call, it still gets forward to my Google Voice number and went to my voicemail. When I listened to the voicemail, it was a Chinese person talking in Chinese, like a Chinese commercial type of thing. I knew that it was a scam. So, scammers. They, in the news, they are mentioning, and I mentioned this before, you know, no government agency is gonna call you and tell you that you had to pay them with gift cards or gift card numbers or iTunes card or money pack cards. That's just a scam. There's new scammer calling at least Long Islanders. And keep this in mind, no government agency, no company that you're doing business with is gonna call you and tell you that you have to pay them with gift cards or iTunes cards or money pack cards. All right, if you're not paying your electric bill, they're gonna get in touch with you no matter what, or your electricity gets turned off. They're not gonna call you and say, well, if you don't pay me $1,200 today, your electricity is gonna get turned off, but you gotta go to 7-Eleven and give $1,200 worth of gift cards and give them to me. That should set someone red light up. I mean, I don't care how old you are. If someone tell you, especially the phone number comes in, they mask the number to look like it was sheriff department. It just says sheriff department and the caller ID and the number. If you get a call from the sheriff department and saying that you're gonna be arrested because your bank account has been linked to a drug transaction, and that you should send $1,200 in gift cards to avoid prosecution, you should be in freaking jail for being so dumb. So they urging people, if you get a call from a number like that, to write the number down and just call your authorities and alert them, blah 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 blah. And I'm dying to get someone and record them talking about it. Like I mentioned, I want to do that so I can put it on my podcast. And if you go to YouTube and you look scammer calls, everybody have made videos calling the scammers and getting them all riled up and pissed off. But if you get a call from a number you don't know asking you to send them money, it's a scam. If you get a call from a number you don't know telling you that your grandson or your nephew got into a car wreck and they need $5,000 for the hospital, it's a scam. The Long Island lady that got scammed $11,000 because her computer was quote unquote infected by malware. Their family should be the ones who pay for that money because they should know. They should alert these people. They should train them. Scammers are out there. It's a way of life. No matter what we do, no matter what we say, they're always gonna be scammers. The federal government imposed a regulation for the telcos, telecommunication company. They're supposed to go in effect this year. That went to implement filters for scammer calls and what do they call those things? Fake caller IDs. Because scammers nowadays, they're not using phone service. No, they're using the internet. Because you can now get a phone number from anywhere in the world in the internet or by using apps. Like I got an app on my phone called Text Now, but I got an alternate phone number. And I was using that when I was selling the motorcycle, so I don't give out my regular phone number because I don't want no one, especially Craigslist, when I was listing my bike on Craigslist, to have my phone number and then get flooded with phone calls, with scammer phone calls. So those scammers can download that app. When you sign up for the app, they ask you can sign up with an email address. They can create any email address they want because there's no verification in that either. Sign up for the app, and then when you get to choose your area code or your area, they can put Long Island, New York, Nassau County, which is a 516. And then in the caller ID portion, they can put Nassau County Sheriff Department, and that was gonna come up in the caller ID when they call someone, and that's how they get away with it. So the rules for the telecommunication companies, the telcos, the cell phone companies, is they can filter those calls. If the calls are not originated from a regular number, they have to give a warning to the person receiving the call on the screen that it's a possible scam call. Now this is going to be in the crosshairs because, well, my Google Voice, when it makes a call, it dials a regular number. It's not using the internet, so it calls from a regular number. But what I heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, that Verizon is going to start charging people in order to provide them with that filter. If that's the case, they should be in trouble. If the government mandated this feature and they're gonna start charging people in order for them to be able to start receiving scammer calls. Anyway, I'm here. Actually, not as late as I thought I was going to be, but I like to get here earlier so I can be able to listen to some music or podcast before my boss picks me up. But it's okay. Today is a busy day. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Any suggestion, you can post them down below. This is Classic Bike Rider signing off. See ya!